Welcome to Bitter Reality Brewing. Yes, it's part 2 of the Ace of Spades. It's the taste testing. Don't forget, like, subscribe, keep sharing. Definitely appreciate it. I have one of these in my kitchen. I finally ordered one for, yes, right here. Because even when I'm not on camera, I'm doing stuff on this table all the time. And my back has been killing me. I heard it about a week and a half ago. Still a little sore, so we're gonna lay this bad boy down. Hit a few things. And my back will feel so much better. Other thing, grab this cool little invention that somebody made with a 3D printer. Very cool. Got a video coming up about it. Gonna do some testing. Also gonna use it for an experiment. So that'll be awesome. On with the rest of the video. Cheers. We're moving the Black IPA over. Sorry, I had a little bit of microphone difficulty. Caught it early, thank God. Drinking a Rowdy and Proud from 3 Taverns IPA. It's got Hugh Melon, not a big fan. Idaho 7, Citra, Simcoe, and Chinook, which I am a big fan, and I'm a huge fan of 3 Taverns. Got my 3 Taverns shirt. Sorry about the hissing, that's the CO2. Great bartenders, even better beer. Cheers, it's a great beer. Simply moving our Ace of Spades Black IPA, which is under pressure, and I'm seeing the little bubbles popping up around the edges. But moving it from here to the keg. I'm doing 2 things. One, I did put gelatin in here. Somebody pointed out, which makes perfect sense, that if you do a lot of hops and dry hops, it's probably best to at least put that in there, even on a black IPA. It's not gonna help the clarity, you're not gonna see through it. What it will do is it will pull a lot of that stuff out of suspension. And since we got a floating dip tube, a Flaudet 2.0 floating dip tube in here, we don't wanna get any of that gunk in our beer, so it's gonna be all at the bottom and we'll be set, no big deal. We had this at 10 PSI, it's my max, it's all good. And I had this down around 10 and it just wasn't moving. So I dropped it down a little lower and things seem to be moving just fine now. Just was taking its sweet time and getting very frustrating. Luckily, I realized that I never turned the mic on. So I had a couple sips. It's a little hazy. It is a great IPA. If you're ever in Atlanta, 3 Taverns, definitely a place to check out. Their beer is amazing. I hadn't been brewing beer for more than maybe a year, and that was, God, over 6 years ago, about 6 years ago. Yeah, a little over 6 years ago. And I was up there and had some of their beer, and it was the first Belgian IPAs I'd ever had. It was so good. I immediately figured out how to steal some of the yeast, and I produced like 3 or 4 more beers just from their yeast, just for having fun and trying it, and I love their yeast. It just does a really nice job. All kinds of little esters and things going on, or at least I call it their house yeast. I don't know what they're using for all their beers. We've got, like I had before, I mentioned 2 ounces of Citra and 2 ounces of Centennial. Dry hopping, did the magnet trick, did 2 ounces on one side, 2 ounces on the other side. I've done it before where we did 4, and the problem with it, it was so heavy, it was hanging down low and I didn't want it to fall in early. It's been dry hopping for 4 solid days, so we're rocking there. We've moved about 2 liters over, so we're getting close to a half a gallon. And it's just gonna take a little while to move the beer from one point to another. It's all good. I am starting to listen and think about what people tell me, that maybe I should let some of the CO2 come over here during the fermentation just to reduce some of my costs, because I've been pumping a lot of CO2 from just making sure that this keg was purged, which I probably didn't need to do it with the amount of CO2 I've been moving. And then you can hear it. It's all that CO2 just going out into the air. If I get a little woozy, we know I have too much CO2 going on and not enough oxygen, but hey, it's all good. I'm gonna jump forward so we can get to this. Once it's chilled down tonight, hopefully tomorrow we can go and just do a taste test. I'm looking forward to it. I love the hops in here. It is a IPA that you can buy direct from Northern Brewer and from Midwest Supply. Not an affiliate link, just a link. Go ahead, rock on. Otherwise, I can share the recipe and you can create it yourself either way. Okay, our original gravity was 1.074. And our final gravity was 1.011, which gave us not a black IPA, but an Imperial Black IPA at 8.4% according to Beersmith. That's a big IPA. On with the taste testing. Ta-da! Man, that is one clear beer. I'm kidding. Although I can see through the bottom a little bit. So, I did put Clarity Firm in there. I did look out for certain things just to get things to fall out of suspension, just so I have a nice beer. I don't want anything floating around in my beer. Got nice full finger head here. Head retention's amazing. I mean, it's just sitting there, not falling down at all, which is really nice. Nice little frothy head. Smells, I'm getting the aromas before I even put my nose near it, so that's a good thing. Okay, I'm gonna say I can probably smell the Citra, but the Centennial's standing out more. I don't know why, but the Centennial is really standing out. Got a lot going on, and I mean a lot, very complex for a black IPA. Got a little bit of grassiness, which is usually from the Centennial. Definitely have a little hint of citrus, more so on the nose than on the palate. Stone fruit, definitely have some stone fruit and some tropical mixed in there, just a little bit. Not anything really big, because the chocolate kind of stands over that. And that's one of the things, some people go, oh, I don't like black IPAs. You know, I don't like this, I don't like that. Have you ever tried one? Here's the key, my son does not like stouts, he does not care for porters, he does not like the dark beers, but he loves dark chocolate. What happens when you add chocolate to something bitter? It tastes like bitter dark chocolate. I'm a huge dark chocolate fan, not a big milk chocolate fan. And I like black IPAs, sadly, better than most stouts, not all, but most stouts. And definitely more than most porters. Now, you give me my Allagash, yeah, their Belgian stout is amazing. So that's a little different there. Or my Irish one I did this year was beyond amazing. He even said it was good, and he doesn't like stouts, but he was like, that's actually really good. So, but very, very nice. The only thing I will say is I don't normally put Munich in a black IPA, which to me was a little strange. Doesn't mean it's bad, just strange. It gives it kind of a smooth, caramely taste. I mean, just very mild, but it's smooth and I notice it right away. It's very nice. It's just, my black IPA is usually kind of like pop and then mellow. This one kind of like, it goes up and it just slowly comes back down with this nice, smooth, silky finish. It does have a little bit more mouthfeel than I'm used to. Not much more, but a little more. I mean, I could have added some wheat to my recipes and definitely got more mouthfeel out of it, but that might be why we're getting all the lacing and the head retention. I mean, it's just got a little more body to it. The body is there. It's not a stout body, but it is there. I'm gonna say it's a little heavier than if you've ever had a Schwarzbier, which is a black lager. Definitely a little heavier than that. Considerably heavier than that, but not quite as stout. Definitely in the neighborhood of porters. I've probably had porters that were about the same as far as the body. It's hard for me to smell the citrus and the other types of stuff that I know I'm getting from the hops, because as I start to smell them, the chocolate starts to stand out, and I smell the chocolate. It stands out. You know, it's funny, is before I did the video, wasn't really in the mood for anything dark, even a black IPA, but yeah, I'm probably gonna drink this and maybe have another half a glass since it is 8.4%. But if you're looking to get the Ace of Spades, it's not an affiliate link, but I'll put a link down there. It's a Midwest, or you can get it at Northern Brewer. And if you look at the recipe, you can make it yourself too. If you have the grains, it's really not hard. But like I always say, even if you buy the kit, make it your own. Change things up. You know, don't be afraid to change things up. Don't be afraid to add a little, take away. Well, I don't think you can take it away because they kind of just put all the grains together, which is okay. But make it your own. Maybe I should have thrown a little rye in there. That would have been definitely making it my own. Thank you again for joining us here at Bitter Reality Brewing. Don't forget, like, subscribe, keep sharing. Definitely keep watching. Got a ton of videos coming. I've been doing all kinds of experiments. I've been having fun kind of getting back into the mood of experimenting, which is always fun. Thank you. Cheers.